Hey, thanks so much for applying for our hiring manager role, and I'm super excited to meet you. But I've got so many applicants with so many questions, I thought I'd shoot a quick video to kind of answer a lot of those high level questions that I've been getting to make sure that I'm cognizant of your time and making sure that we have a productive meeting when we do meet person to person. I know this is a candid video. I just wanted this to be completely like not an interview, just a conversation between you and I. And it's something that we could maybe take some notes and see if this is the right fit. I know I should be using like the lighting stuff and all that other good stuff to make it more professional, but let's just do with a one shot here, and I'll just run through some basic things so that way you and I, when we meet, we'll have a great conversation. We'll get to learn more about you. So let me tell you a little bit about me. My name's Dave, of course. You've seen me online and you clicked on the link there. But I'm here in the mortgage business, and I've been in the mortgage business for 2 decades. I'm the old guy, right? And I love the mortgage business, but the one thing that's hard about the mortgage business is that we either make a ton of money and then we're broke, and then we make a ton of money and we're broke. And trust me, it's crazy, and there's a lot of volatility. So when I was building this out, I was thinking, oh my goodness, how can I limit some of that volatility, right? And so what we're doing is we're taking kind of that sales aspect of the mortgage business, right? And we're pulling that out and we're switching it over and we're putting with Antons. And the reason for that is now we'll be able to offer at least 5 different product types, right? So we've got classes, we've got credit, we've got insurance, a lot of things that would normally touch mortgage. We're still doing mortgages, but now we've got a lot more product offerings. So when mortgage rates, go like this, our business doesn't, right? And so everybody over on this side is kind of padded. It's more recession proof. And so we should be able to, give people long-term careers, really help them out, really make it easier as a transition for them. And so that's what we're going to be hiring for. The hiring manager, the position that you've requested, is going to be hiring for the positions over here at Antons, and they're going to be the account executives. The account executives technically are the entry level point, but really they're the heart of our business. So we really want to make sure that we give them the training, the tools, the support that they need to be super successful in their role. So that's who you'd be recruiting, would be account executives. All the VPs, ops, everybody starts off as an AE and then they move their way up from there. So this is the career starters. So let me hop into what your role would look like if we decide to join teams here. As a hiring manager, you have the opportunities and responsibilities more than just a recruiter. You are pivotal in making sure that we get the right hires and that they are successful for at least their first 6 months, right? After that, they've got their gears running, they're rolling. So that's why I didn't put recruiter on the job thing, because we don't want people to just recruit and throw candidates against the wall and hope that they stick. We really want to wrap our arms around these candidates and make sure that they last long term, they have a great experience with our company, and that they love it here. And you are compensated for that. So hey, we all win when we all win. Your role will be to hire people, right? So you're going to have a lot of human interaction. I got a question yesterday. Hey, is this admin work? If you were the type of person that wants an HR job where you can hide in an office and close it off from the rest of the world, this is not a good job for you, right? We need people who are in front of candidates constantly. We want people who are engaging, are fun, are good to work with. We don't want people that want to be smug and lock the door to their office and never have human interaction while they work on admin tasks. I don't know why somebody even apply for a job like that. That sounds like it'd be a terrible job to have. I think helping other humans grow their careers would be huge. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. I worked at B of A Corporate for a long time. You can see that on my LinkedIn profile. I thought what was meaningful in my life at that time was getting a VP, or well, I had a VP title, but becoming an executive at a Fortune 50 company. That was huge for me, right? I wanted the prestige that came along with being an executive in my 20s. But honestly, I found that other things were more important to me, like relationships, right? I looked at those guys and gals that were 20 years older than I was, and I was like, man, I don't want to be where they're at. I mean, true, they've got fancy titles and flashy cars, but it just seemed kind of hollow to a person like me. So I wanted something more. So yes, I was the crazy guy that left a very promising career at an amazing company, and I jumped over to the entrepreneur world, right? And so this is more the mortgage side of the business, right? And I loved it because now I had the autonomy to create whatever it is that we wanted to create. So we've been building mortgage companies since 2012. And it's been absolutely a fantastic run, and I love it. It's close to my heart. And this AE role is something we've been hiring for many, many years. So that part of it is established, right? We've been doing this rinse and repeat over and over and over for a long time, and we got the keys to success. But Anton's at its core is a startup, right? And so one of the legs of business is very established, the mortgage business. I'm very savvy with that, right? But the other legs of the business are newer. We've got new business partners that we refer business in and out to, and so that's huge. And that's what we're building right now with Anton. So we're pretty excited about it, and we're thrilled. And we need the right people because this is the most pivotal can't talk, pivotal time for the business. And you know that because you're in HR, you know what it's like to hire into a business and how that affects and impacts the culture here. We need the right people. I think of like the people that I've hired in the past. We want to make sure that we're hiring in AEs that can do it. As an HR person, you know, they're the people that are the can'ts and the people who are the won'ts. And we need to find as many cans, wills as humanly possible and give them the keys to success. I mean, that's what this role is all about. So I think of the people that we've hired in the past, we don't want to discriminate against anybody. We're not looking for keywords. I know that was one of the questions that came up. Are you looking for keywords? No, we're not looking for keywords. We're looking for that right personality, that person with charisma, somebody that you'd want to work with, somebody that you want to be friends with, that's not afraid, that's willing to make calls to customers and help those customers become clients and help those clients be better, like do something better with their lives, right? Like we want to help them save money or make money or whatever the case is, right? So this job at its core is all about helping people, and we need to find people to help other people. I think of like some of the people that I've hired in the past were I hired a guy who was a software guy, and he was amazing. I hired a guy that was what was he? One of those people that walk around and sell you roofs. You know what I'm talking about? If you're in a state like Texas, you know what I'm talking about. We always get hit with hailstorms. People knock on the door and sell roofs. He ended up running one of my branches. I think of Candace. Candace was amazing. She did henna tattoos. She was not qualified to do this job. HR actually told me, hey, this lady's not qualified to do the job. Do not hire her. So I'm kind of an HR nightmare in the sense that I love people, so I like to hire just about everybody. That's why you're the hiring manager and I'm not. So I hired her anyways. And she was amazing. She learned the job. She got licensed. She ended up taking over my Plano branch. It was amazing. After she worked for me for a few years, I ended up giving her an area, and so she became one of my area managers. And so when I became a divisional and a national guy, right, she was like my right hand lady. She was running like half the business, and it was awesome. Somebody that did henna tattoos, right? And I've also hired the people that were on the other side that had all the licenses, the degrees, and don't get me wrong, I've got degrees too, right? But they had all the things. But I remember this guy who was just so smug. And it was so hard to get, just not coachable or anything. And we don't want to hire people like that guy. We want to hire people like this gal that, you know, maybe she doesn't have that experience, but we're giving her an opportunity to do something amazing with her life. She went from making like 20 grand a year to making $30,000 a month. So that's life changing for people. And that's what gets me up in the morning, is watching people's lives change for the better. Like, I've been in this business a long time. I've had the fancy titles. I've made a lot of money. And at this point in my career, I want to help other people like you grow your business, grow your career. I want to help the AEs. The AEs are my favorite people, as you can tell. I know I'm not talking much about VPs and the management, the ops and everything, because the AE people are so close to my heart. And that's why I need the right hiring manager to find those right people that have that same type of culture. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So we're hiring for the right personality type rather than whatever the resume says, right? We want to find those people that are amazing for us and that we want to get up and work with every day in the morning, be this excited. Anyways, I'm going to look over here because I got a list of all sorts of like frequently asked questions. Yeah, so there's a lot here. So hiring manager, yes, you work remote. We're not going to spend a lot of money on offices anymore. We've been down that route. Remote's way better anyways. Build your own schedule. I want you to have the autonomy. You want to work from your home office? Great. You want to go to an executive suite? Great. You want to work from Tahiti? Great. Like, I don't care. This is all results focused, so you build your own schedule, work from wherever you want, right? Where do you get the people that you're going to be recruiting? I recommend, your circle of influence. LinkedIn is where you found me. I've tried places like Indeed. I put this ad out for an AE on Indeed. I got like hundreds of people in the first day. It like made my head explode. So that's why I need somebody like you, because I'm not a recruiter. I'm not good at hiring like this. So I got all these resumes and I was like, okay, turn it off. Somebody turn it off. It was like getting hit with a fire hose, right? So I would highly encourage you. There's a lot of job platforms out there. You know way better than I do about that stuff. That's why instead of hiring AEs, I'm hiring a person like you that's a good hiring manager to hire these AEs, because there's a lot of them out there, right? You get an override on all the AEs that you hire for the first 6 months, right? So that way your fate's tied in with them. We're not throwing people against the wall. We want to hire people that we care about. That's the most important thing. Our goal is to have at least 20 SAEs. So there's an AE, which is really anybody, and then the senior AEs, senior account executives. These are the people who are actually hitting like the minimum production threshold. Like, so there's the AEs that are kind of like, the stay-at-home dads or the stay-at-home moms, and that's great. And they just want to make, 40, 50, 80 grand a year working from home, and the kids go to school. Great. The SAEs are the people who are more full-time-ish. They're working like 30, 40 hours a week. They're putting up, well over 6 figures a year in income. They're helping out tons of clients, right? That's your full-time person. That's who we're really going after, are the full-time people, because that's what we're going to grow off of. I'll explain that in a minute, right? So honestly, I know I've been saying that AE is the most important person in the company, but really you're the most important person in the company at this stage of the company, because you're the one that's hiring, and I'm giving you autonomy to recruit, hire, and onboard these people. So you don't have to have my permission. You don't have to have Jeff or Tammy or any of the other groups' permission, right? You get to choose who you want, and that's huge. There's no red tape. We want you to be super, super, super successful, and that's why it's important that you get to hire the people that you choose, right? And so, really at this point, you're the face of the organization, not me. You're probably a lot better looking than this guy, right? Nobody wants to look at my old mug. So you're literally our first contact to most of these people. So this is huge. This is why I don't want somebody that's going to lock themselves away in the office. We want somebody that's out there and friendly, and maybe a little bit of charisma couldn't hurt, right? And running. Somebody asked, is this a short-term gig or a long-term gig? This is definitely long-term. This is a place where if you join our team, you could retire from this. That's the goal. That's why we've got the freedom of location. We're not geo-tethered, right? We don't have any income caps. We don't have anything like that, right? This is something that you, me, all of us can be a part of until we retire and past retirement, right? Long-term role, yes. AEs. So AEs, will we always be recruiting AEs? Yes. Why? Because, like I said, that's the entry-level point. We don't want to hire company bloat. I've worked for executives for a long time, and when I got hired in, like I'd already ran sales and built sales teams. I was already in ops and built ops teams. I ran underwriting. I ran closing. I ran so many different things. So I was, the guy that would come in and they'd hire me, and then I'm reporting to some dude that has never done any of this stuff. It doesn't even know how to originate a loan, and they want me to build their mortgage company. And it's like, guys, I need SOPs on this. I need sign off on this. And they're just kind of like deer in headlights. And that's what I refer to as company bloat. People that don't know what they're doing, and they're getting really big salaries, and we don't want that. We want to stay away from those people as far as we can. I don't want to discriminate against anybody that's really, really huge, but those fat cats, if they're willing to start off as an AE, maybe we'll take them. But everybody wants to start out as an AE. We don't hire our leadership, we grow our leadership. You are the farmer, you are the seed planter. You're the one out there finding these awesome people, planting those seeds, and making this grow. So think of yourself more like that farmer that's growing them. So the AE is the entry level role. So as they get promoted up, we need more AEs to fill that gap, right? As they grow their own teams, they're going to need AEs for their teams. As they spin off into other businesses, because we got all these partner businesses, right? We need more AEs. So you're going to be, a good AE is going to last 6 months, but usually not 6 years in their same role, unless of course they're the part-time stay-at-home mom or dad that just wants that freedom. But for the most part, all of your SAEs are going to be growing their career path by design. We don't want to compartmentalize anybody. If somebody wants to grow, we want to give them the sunshine, the water, the fertilizer to make them shoot up. We want to take these little seeds you're planting and we want to turn them into oak trees, right? So and that's what makes people want to stick with us longer, because we don't want people that are going to go after the BBD. So in my mortgage business, when it's up here, I can get any recruit I want because we're paying so much, it's crazy, right? But when the mortgage industry drops, right, like that hurts. We lose a lot of our good people, and we don't want that to ever happen. That's why the stability is critically important to us. Anyhow, I hope that answers all those questions. So let's dive into, if you're still watching, let's dive into income and how that's calculated. So if you're not interested in growing people and you're not interested in building something bigger than ourselves, and you don't have a big heart for other humans, this isn't a role for you. If you are the person that's got a big heart, you want to grow careers, you want to grow your career and others' career, you want to start something that's exciting and fun and new and helps other people, then stay tuned, right? So this role, like all roles here at Anton's, are results based, right? And so let me clarify something really fast. I'm actually over here on the mortgage company, right? I'm helping out growing Anton's, right? There's a team of us growing Anton's, and I'm one of the helpers here. I cannot run a mortgage company and run this company or help run this company at the same time. Does that make sense, right? So we need leaders. We need people like you and the AEs and such to step up and fill those spots over here, because this is critically important to me. Your success is critically important to me, because when you grow your teams out here, it feeds my mortgage business. So my salespeople, my ops people, my processors, they're all very happy because you're feeding us lots of business. So your growth is critically important, not to my growth, but to my group's growth. And I love those people, and I need to make sure that they're super successful. So that means I need to make sure you're super successful. And so we don't want to hire bloat. We don't want people that sit in their office with fat salaries. So we make this all results based, right? So for the first 60 to 90 days, for whether you're an AE or your hiring manager, we want to, you're going to be 1099 until you hit 20 senior account executives. That means that you get a full team. Then once you hit that 20, you have two choices, left brain, right brain, right? So left brain is, now let me run through this real quick, take notes if you need to. Right now, since we're just getting it started off, you get locked into this really good comp plan, which is for every AE that generates a client, you get paid on average, and it's a moving scale, but on average, let's say $5, right? So that means if you got a senior AE is generating one client per hour and they're working 40 hours a week, that means you're making $200 a week per senior account executive, right? 10 senior account executives mean that you make $2,000 a week, and 20, which is your goal to hit, is $4,000 a week. So yes, this position pays a lot. You're going to be making $180,000 to $220,000 a year if you go this route, which is a little bit more of the entrepreneurial spirit, hey, straight commission type results based route. If you're more of the person that's like, no, I just want a salary, we do have that at offering over here. So once you hit 20, remember that's the threshold to be considered, because then you really legitimately have a team. You get a base salary of $30,000. It sucks. Nobody wants to make 30 grand. So you get an override of all the people that are on your team, right? So you get $1 per SAE. So 40 hours a week, that's $40 per SAE, 10 SAEs, $400 a week, 20 SAEs, $80 a week. So this position over here pays lower, right? You're making 80 to 120 grand a year, but you've got insurance, benefits, things of that nature. So basically the more entrepreneurial route, we're looking at it as, hey, we're not paying insurance or benefits. A lot of people, like maybe your spouses have benefits, or maybe you're like us, I don't want a 401k. Our group invests into real estate. That's our business, right? That will outperform a 401k every day of the week. So far, for me, for the last 20 years, this has been better performing for me, right? Not for everybody, but for us, we invest in real estate, right? It gives us a great dividend, and then, the appreciation if we sell a property, right? So you can participate in stuff like that. But some people over there, they just want a typical 401k, and that's fine too. We want to build this as something for everybody so that we because remember, it's not about the money. It's not about fancy job titles anymore. This is designed to be work-life balance. This is designed to give people a high level of income with a high level of freedom and express their autonomy, who God made them to be, right? We don't want to compartmentalize humans into robots. Does that make sense? So the most important thing is we're offering different packages for people because we want the personality. We want people who are humans, if that makes sense. Anyways, I digress. I'll get off that point. Work-life balance is huge because I'm running a mortgage business and helping build this thing up too. You can tell I've got the eye twitch. I got the bags under my eyes right now. I need some sleep. We need people like you, right? So anyways, so knowing that your goal is to build at least 20 senior account executives, they're generating at least 20, 30, 40, 50 clients a month, right? You have the autonomy to grow your team, group, department as you see fit. If this is a business model that's scalable. As you can see, the reason why we've eliminated fat cats and bloat is now there's no limitation to how many people you can hire, right? As long as you're hiring productive people, they just keep scaling up. They win, you win, we win because we get your business. All of our other business partners win because they're getting business sent to them. Everybody loves everybody. It's great. And our clients love us. And the important thing is we're doing a great job for our clients because initially the AEs start off as almost like call center people. You know what I'm saying? But as they establish their book of business, it transitions to be they're going to getting a lot of referrals. And that's huge, right? Especially when they start getting to be like a VP level status where they're getting a lot of referral business without having to really do a lot of prospecting with our huge client database that we have. Anyways, I digress, right? Culture. As you can tell from the very beginning of this video, culture is huge with us. This is the most important part, right? When you're hiring people, we need people to be honest and hardworking and eager to learn and brave, and they want to help themselves by helping others, right? We don't want greedy people that are stabbing others to get ahead. We want people that love on others to get ahead. Does that make sense? I hope that's making sense. Let's see here. The goal is that they truly have work-life balance. We don't want people that are burned out. Look how tired I look right now, right? Like, we don't want people that are tired. Now, I'm enjoying this. I love this. Don't get me wrong. I'm a little bit of a workaholic. Everybody's got their vices, right? But I love this and I'm excited. But we don't want people working this much, right? We want people that can enjoy their family, enjoy relationships. Relationships, and take it from the guy that, my dream was always to be an executive, right? I gave up all that stuff to have relationships. I think that when we get to the end of our lives, relationships are going to be the most important thing. And if we look back, and I can look back and say, man, Candace and Brandy and Julie and Jeff, and I just think of all the people's careers I've grown over the years, and it's just close to my heart. And that's what I'd rather have that than stuff, like, right? I mean, so that's the culture we want to build, right? We don't want people that are stuff-oriented. We want people who are people-oriented. We used to have a theme, people over paychecks, right? When COVID hit, I had a bunch of cars. I had different houses. I was like, why do I have all this stuff? This is dumb. This is ridiculous. You can't take it with you. Why not impact other people's lives? I don't know. I'm getting too sentimental. Let me keep moving on here. We need someone who is the hiring manager, right? You're more than just a hiring manager, right? You're a mentor, you're a coach, you're a leader. You have that autonomy, but we really hope that your autonomy is spent finding those right people and making sure they're successful. They're salespeople, they're coaches, right? So they don't need a micromanager. We don't want to micromanage anybody. We want to hire remember the cans and the won'ts. We want to hire the cans and the wills, right? The people that can do the job and the people who want to do the job, right? And so we want to make sure that we're hiring the right people, and then we've got the tools, we've got the training and everything to make sure they're good to go. But we're going to have to take those tools because these are very entrepreneurish people that we're hiring, right? So we want to take those tools and we want to give them to them. And then they're going to run. Some are going to take off like a shot. Some people are going to whoop. Some people are going to flat, right? And then we want to put those tools back in front of them. And then we want to show them the game plan again. And then we want to put the tools back in front of them for the first few months. And most people are like, they get it and they're off to the races. And some people, for better or for worse, just don't ever get it. And they just want to lock themselves away in the office and do admin work. Sorry, I have to pick on that person. Anyways, I knew too many of those when I was in corporate, so I digress. So we need somebody like you. We need you to be a good coach, a good mentor, a good leader, someone with the right personality to create the culture and growth, right? We hire like-minded people. So hopefully after watching 20 minutes of this video, and maybe you're watching it in speed, which is even better, we want to hire people that are like ourselves. I want to wake up every morning and think, man, I'm excited to be working with you guys. Does that make sense? You gals, whatever. I say you guys because I'm up north. Anybody, right? Someone who believes in their hires and wants to give them the training, the support, and the tools they need to be successful. And that has to be you. And you're gonna have to lead by example and show that work-life balance. We need success stories that come from you. Like, if you're the person that's been looking for the right job and you connect with us, you take this job and all of a sudden, you're doing so well that your husband retires, or maybe you've got cool stories like, hey, since we have the autonomy to work from anywhere, we went to Oahu and we're working out on Waikiki Beach and I got 3 new hires. And isn't that great? I think next month we're going to go to St. Thomas. Right? We want success stories like that, right? We need success stories like that. So that way you're the example for this group, not for the mortgage group, not for all their business partners and such. We all have those success stories, right? But we need you to be the face of this. We need you to be that success story. We want to change your life first so that you can help other people change their lives. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. We went through a lot of stuff here. You might want to rewind it, fast forward, just delete me, whatever the case is. But if you're interested still, keep the appointment, right? I wanted to shoot this video because literally I had that post up for like less than 48 hours and I got like 68 people. And as you can tell, I've been hit with a lot of questions and they're great questions and I love people. And I'd love to meet all of you in person. But there's a challenge to that and I want to attract the right people. Because this isn't about recruiting, this is about attracting those right people that you do want to work with that become your friends, your coworkers, right? So that's the important part. So hopefully you got a lot from this video. If you still have questions, let me know. But I look forward to meeting you in person. So hopefully you're on my calendar. If not, hop on my calendar. I'd love to meet you in person and have an amazing day today. See you soon.